Axie Infinity has been one of the biggest play-to-earn breakout games, but there are major changes that just happened, and now people who have been playing V2 Axie, maybe they don't know how to win. I'm going to show you the 3 major things you need to know to win an Axie Origins. Are you ready? Well, hey there, crypto friends. Thanks again for joining me. Now, these major changes have come to Axie Infinity now with V3, or what they call Axie Origin. So there is a lot going on here. There's a lot to unpack, a lot of changes to the meta. The game has been completely overhauled. But there are 3 basic things that you need to know to continue to win in this game and to continue to earn in this game. These things are vital. Everything else is different, but these things you need to master to be able to continue to do well in Axie Infinity. But before we get to that, if you love gaming, NFTs, and earning your money in crypto, make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel here and smash that like button if you like what you see. Then jump in our community of Stachers on our Discord channel and hang out with us and talk about NFTs, gaming, and the metaverse. So when it comes to some of these major changes here for Axie Origin, there are some pretty big ones. We're going to go over a couple of the bigger ones, but I'm going to tell you what my 3 main things are that have changed that you need to be able to take advantage of to be able to win in this game. Now, one of the biggest changes obviously is the fact that they have introduced starter Axies. These are ones that are free to use. They're not NFTs, right? You can't trade them, but you can use them. Now, the starter Axies are great because it allows people to get into the game and to kind of understand how it works and to play along. But really, to earn the game, you have to have your own Axies. That's one of the biggest things. And so that is a new change, and they call these personal Axies, right? So these personal Axies are actually pretty vital to being able to earn here, and I'll talk about that in just one second. Now, with this new Origin mode here, they have some new modes: practice, rank, and then your tournament modes. And then adventure mode is still back there, and you do have to play the adventure mode to essentially unlock the arena, right? So to be able to do PvP battling, you got to rank up in adventure mode first. To be able to get to that the arena mode. Now, there's a completely overhauled battle system, a completely overhauled ranking system with new rewards, and funny enough, when you look at some of these changes they've made, they remind me a lot of some of the mechanics that we see in some of my favorite games, Gods Unchained and Splinterlands. In particular, you see how in Gods Unchained, if you're going second, you're getting extra energy. Right, they've made that change here to Axie as well. So if you go second in Axie now, you're going to get a 0 card that gives you 1 additional energy for your turn since you're going second. They've also introduced some season rewards and some ranking up rewards. Right, so the new ranking system for Axie Infinity reminds me a lot of Splinterland's ranking system. I mean, like, to a very explicit T. So I definitely see they've taken a couple of pages out of some of the successful play to earn crypto games we've seen so far, and Axies kind of rolled some of those changes in there. Now, when it comes to the 3 biggest strategies that you need to take advantage of here in the new Axie Origin, my very first one that I think is crucial to this game is how many Axies you now own. Right, this is a big part of this game and how you can earn. These Axies are called personal Axies, like I said before, and how many you own is actually going to determine how much you can earn. And what that really means is, A, it determines how much stamina you're going to be able to get, and then how much Ronin Spirit you're going to be able to get as well. And these determine how much SLP you're earning. So if you have up to 60 Axies, right, in your account, or I'm sorry, you have a certain amount of starter Axies in your account, but if you have a bunch of personal Axies, you're going to be able to get your amount of stamina based upon those personal Axies. So for each starter Axie, you get 0.5x. For each personal Axie, you're getting 3x. So you can cap out at 60 stamina. So you talk about, okay, well, what is that looking like? Well, we need to be able to get, I would say 15 to 20 Axie to be able to have a really good stable, to be able to maximize your personal Axie stamina that you're getting from your teams. Now, when it comes to your Ronin Spirit, that is determined by how many Axies on your team you're using that are your personal Axies, right? And so you want to be able to get to level 3, which is using all personal Axies. And that is going to determine how many SLP you're going to be earning with all of your stamina that you're going to be playing with. So that was one of the clutch things. If you want to earn, you need to be able to have a decent pool of your own personal Axies so you can maximize your stamina. And so as you're earning here, you're going to be playing the battle arena mode here. You're going to collect victory stars by winning in PvP, and you rise through the ranks, right? And they have a bunch of different rankings like we talked about, very Splinterlands-esque. But getting to that super high leaderboard rank is getting to the what they call the challenger sphere. And that's how you get onto the leaderboard, and they're going to have special prizes there, and those are actually ranked based upon how many victory stars you have. And you'll be able to move up and down. If you're the underdog, you're gonna be able to get some extra little bonus points for beating somebody who's higher than you. So they kind of have that going on as well. So the amount of Axies you own now is going to be crucial to earning in this game. Before it was you could have 3, 4, maybe 6 Axies, something to rotate around, kind of play with the meta. But how many Axies you own now is really more important than which Axies you own, because they've leveled the playing field with a lot of the stats and how these different Axies and their body parts kind of played in the factors. And that the next thing comes into that now is called runes and charms. This is the other thing that you need to know. This is number 2 here on my list that you need to know about. This is how you take advantage of customizing your Axies to make them more like what we saw in previous metas. This is how you're going to be able to meta out your Axies. So you need to have runes and charms to be able to customize these Axies. So the old meta that we were playing with and is not relevant anymore, which means like some of those big purchases people were making for certain Axies that had certain traits that were combined together, they just aren't going to make any sense now because the cards have changed, everything's different. So that's something I'm a little bit disappointed by. But one of the interesting things here, when it comes to runes and charms, each Axie can have 1 rune and up to 6 charms on them. But the purity of your Axie actually is going to determine what charms you can equip. So these things are coming into factors like, okay, runes and charms are how you're going to be able to customize these Axies to really make them unique and to get them out there. And I think that's really going to change the way that you're going to play here. So without runes and charms, you're really not going to be able to play at that high level where you're going to be maximizing your earnings. These are a must. And while some of them you can buy them in the marketplace, many of them are only going to be found by playing the game as well. So that's something you got to take in consideration. Some of the best ones are probably going to just be able to be farmed. Now, like I said, runes and charms kind of are taking place of how they had classes and how the different parts worked in V2. And they've kind of gone about it a different way. So they've made these into NFTs essentially, right? And most of these can be traded, some can't. Like I said, some you can only earn, but these are going to be a vital element to you to continue to win here in Axie Infinity, because these are how you're going to actually really make these guys so customized versus just kind of getting the default Axie out of the box with whatever cards they come with and their base HP. Now, the third mechanic that they have changed that is going to be vital for your success to earning here in Axie Infinity is taking advantage of Rage and Fury. This is replacing criticals in previous Axie, where it was kind of a random thing. Now they've made this something that is a whole system that you can take advantage of, and be able to find cards and strategies or customizing your Axie with charms and runes to take advantage of, stacking Rage and then getting to Fury mode. I think is going to be one of the biggest challenges here for people to be able to overcome so they can earn the most here in Axie Infinity. Now, what you're essentially doing here is every time you stack a Rage multiplier, you're getting a damage multiplier. So you're increasing your damage by 2 per stack up to 10 stacks. When you hit 10, you get into Fury mode. And that Fury mode is going to give you that extra damage for that turn. And it's going to be able to essentially used to be able to decimate your opponent. This is something, if you can take advantage of this in a really interesting way, you could be doing like massive damage on the regular by taking advantage of the Rage and Fury mechanics of the game. So I think these 3 things are really going to be crucial to being able to play in this new Axie Origin mode here and be able to still earn SLP and rise in the charts to be able to earn those good season rewards, those good rewards as you're ranking up, those rank up rewards, and hopefully end up in one of the top spots on the leaderboard at the end of these seasons, which are going to be about 2 months long now. So if you're taking advantage of those 3 things, I think you guys can still be winning out there. Let me know what you guys think is the biggest change here to Axie Origin. If you think that this is going to be one of the biggest things here, like the 3 things I said, or if there's something that you think I missed, I want to hear in the comments below. Let me know what your experiences are so far. That's all we have for today, folks. Till next time, stash that crypto, friends.